Hi! Happy Mid-Autumn Festival everyone! So today is our lesson 10, which we're gonna cover chapter 7.9, which is not in your textbook, it's an additional subtopic, okay? Which is ratio of line segment. Okay, so before that, let's discuss our previous lessons homework first, okay? Alright, so this is Aiden's from Year 9 Science 1's homework. Okay, so we're gonna mark his work and together with yours, okay? I know I have given you answers already. Can you please double check, because I still found out a few of you that got mistake, okay? So please double check. If you didn't mark, please mark it, okay? Like Aiden's one, it's not marked. So let's mark together, alright? So question number 3, this is the answer. Okay, midpoint of PQ, okay, this one I already taught in previous lesson, hope it's still correct. And question number 4 is 8.49 units. Okay, and the midpoint of AB is 27. Please double check. And your timing here, oh wow, 1 minute 15 seconds, 2 minutes 10 seconds. Oh, it's good. Okay, so you guys, I've seen you guys write on your working there about your duration time is most of you get 5 minutes below, but if you get more than that, it's okay, it's just a practice. Alright, question number 5a, the answer is 6.32 units. Okay, together with the working here, yep, is correct. And B, the answer is this one, the equation. Okay, so let's go to question number 6. Number 6 got 2 answers here. I think I already I have notified you through the post that we actually have another one more answer here. Okay, do not reject this answer. This answer is applicable, it's acceptable. And oh, the timing here, 1 minute 52 seconds, great. Okay, question 7, yes, this is the answer, and the other one is reject. 2, -2 here is reject. Okay, oh wow, so you did all these questions in less than 15 minutes. Well done. Okay, so let's go to chapter 7.9. Alright, so we're gonna cover chapter 7.9, which is not in your textbook, as I say. Okay, so it's about ratio of a line segment. Okay, if you look at this part over here, okay, it is in a ratio of m to n. Okay, if you remember about the midpoint that we have learned earlier, okay, for midpoint, if it's a midpoint, the ratio is 1 to 1. Okay, you remember that. If it's 1 to 1, it means that it's a midpoint. 50-50, right? It's half-half, so it means that it's a midpoint. So if midpoint, the formula will be the x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. Okay, but if you have a different ratio, which is not 1-1, okay, if this B is not a midpoint, if it's not a midpoint, not midpoint. So, if it's not a midpoint, means that it will be, this B will be divide this AC, okay, this AC into a ratio of m to n. Okay, so this mn, it will be a ratio of different numbers, okay, two different numbers, if the B is not a midpoint. Okay, so if it's not a midpoint, then if we want to find the ratio, if we want to find the coordinate, how are we gonna do? Okay, we're not gonna use the midpoint formula, so this is the formula that we're gonna use. Okay, you look at this. This is our first point A, this is our second point B, and this is our third point C. Okay, it's going this way, first, second, third. Okay, and if we have these 3 points, we name them x1, y1, x2, y2, and x3, y3. Okay, so the formula here will be the x coordinate of the C, okay, the third point, and the second point, which is the coordinate of B, over x coordinate of the point of B and coordinate of A. Okay, x coordinate of A. And then it's equals to the ratio of n, m. Okay, and m. Okay, so this coordinate of the y, also the same thing. If we want to find the ratio of n or m, or we want to find the coordinate, we can use this formula, and we're going to use y3, the third coordinate of the y from the C, third coordinate from the B, over B and A. okay, for the coordinate of A, for the y only coordinate, okay, and the ratio is also nm. Okay, so remember that if we start from the third one, and then when we minus this x2 over this x2 minus this x1, it will be n over m. Okay, I'll explain to you how this formula works. Okay, I mean how this formula, where this formula comes from. Okay, let's look at this. Okay, actually it's the same thing as this one, it's just that I draw it in a Cartesian plan to explain you better. Okay, so we have point ABC, as I say. Okay, I know you are learning similarity now. Okay, it's a good opportunity for me to teach this this part here. Okay, we're using the ratio from the similarity. Okay, from the similarity, you remember that, do you remember that you have actually two similar triangles and you compare them, right? Okay, so when you compare them, you have not the same sides, but you have the same ratio for the sides. Okay, the ratio of the length are the same. Okay, I put it this way: if this is mn, okay, this length AB and the length n BC is m and n. Okay, the length is m and n. And if we have a length here, the x length here is A, and this x length here is B, then we can say that the ratio of this n over m is also equals to b over a, isn't it? You learned this in your similarity already. Okay, and if we have a c here and d here, this is the length of the y and this is the length of the y, then we can say that it's a c over d. So the ratio of nm, ba and cd, they are the same. Okay, they are the same. So we can say n over m is equals to b over a is equals to c over d. Okay, so now the thing here is, I'm telling you how this formula works, okay? Okay, let's focus on only the A and B. Okay, so A and B here, the A here is x1, right? Here is x2. Here is x3. Okay, so the length of this small letter a is basically x2 minus x1, isn't it? Okay, and the length of this b here is x3 minus x2, isn't it? Okay, so your b is basically x3 minus x2 and your a is x2 minus x1. So meaning to say that your b over your a is equals to your n over m. Okay, for the big triangle, for this big triangle over the small triangle, the length n, m, b, a. Right? Okay, if you want to make it this way, also can x1 minus x2 over x2 minus x3 and is equals to m over n, also can. But not to confuse you, I stick to 1 only first, which is like this. Okay, and same goes to your y. Okay, so your y here, okay, now let's focus on C and D. C here, and your D is here. Okay, this C and D, right? So this length of the C is basically your y3 minus y2. Okay, why? Because this is your y3, and this coordinate of B here is your y2. So this length of the triangle, this length is y3 minus y2. And the length of this D is y2 minus y1. Okay, because this A, coordinate of A is your y1. So we can say y3 minus y2 over y2 minus y1 is basically equals to your n and m. y3 minus y2 over y2 minus y1 is equals to your n over m. Okay, so basically this is your length of C, this is your length of D, and this is your length of your B, and this is your length of your A. Okay, I hope you don't need to copy this one because this one probably is more confusing. Okay, you copy the one that is on top here. Okay, so again, you have to know where this y3 and y2 comes from, and your x3 and x2, all these x and y lah basically, where it comes from. Okay, again, as I say here, your x3 first. X3 minus x2 is basically here. Okay, and this one is your x2 minus x1. Okay, and here is your y3 minus y2, and the length here is your y2 minus y1. Okay. Okay, so is. Okay, so if your ratio is going like this, n over m means that your y here minus this y, okay, going down like that, over this one minus this one is equals to nm for this case. And if you want to go the way reverse like this also can, which will be y1 minus y2, okay, the first y minus your second y, and over second y minus third y, and is equals to m over n. Okay, and if you want your x to be start from the bottom first, this one x1 minus x2 over x2 minus x1 at 3, then it will be equals to m over n. Okay, you see you're going up like this, right? So your ratio will be m to n. If you're going down, then you use this. Okay? Okay, so this is the formula that you need to write down. Okay? If you scared you confused, you only write down only this one, the one that in the box. Okay? So look back at here. Okay, so just now it's all about alphabets. Okay, look, a lot of unknowns. You see a lot of unknowns there, so you will be confused. So now let's look at numbers. Okay, you probably will see better with numbers. Okay, so this coordinate of 8 here is negative 4, 6. Coordinate of B here is negative 2, 7. And coordinate of C is 4, 10. Okay, so as I said just now, we have two similar triangles here. Okay, so the length of this one over this one, this length here, 4 minus negative 2, your x3 minus x2 basically, which is your 8, the 8 plus 6, okay, the length of this here is 6, okay, and it's very obvious because it's from here to here is 6, right? Okay, and here will be your x2 minus your x1, which is your negative 2 minus negative 4, which is 2. Okay, so the ratio of this 6 to 2 is basically 3 to 1. This 3, this is 1, isn't it? The ratio of the length is 3 to 1. Okay, I can prove that to you with y. Okay, the length y here is y3 minus y2, 10 minus 7, which is 3. Or you can see obviously here is the length is 3. From the y-intercept here you can see it's a 3. Okay, and then for this small one here is your y2 minus your y1, which is 7 minus 6 is 1. Okay, so 3 to 1 is also 3 to 1, 3 over 1. So basically the ratio is the same, 3 to 1, isn't it? So same goes to this and this. It's also ratio 3 to 1. So remember the third coordinate, you minus the second coordinate over the second coordinate minus the first coordinate, then you will get the ratio. Okay, so let's look at example 19. Maybe you will see this even better. Okay, so a point R divides the line segment P and point Q. Okay, so I'm gonna draw a line segment of coordinate of P. Okay, let's say it's here, and your Q is here, 10, 7, and divides internally in the ratio of 1 to 2. Okay, so 1 to 2, your R is somewhere here, 1 dot 2. Okay, so you're gonna find this R here So these r we don't know, so I put xy. Okay. So to find this coordinate of r, what you do is, if you want to find the x first, you third one minus the second one over second one minus the first one. So 10 minus x over x minus 1, and it's equals to 2 over 1. Is going like that. Okay, or if you want to use the formula, then this will be your m, this is your n, this is your x3, y3, x2, y2, and this is your x1, y1. Okay, and we're gonna solve this equation here. We cross multiply, so 10 minus x equals to 2 bracket x minus 1. So my x is 4. Okay, so same goes to y. Your third y minus your second y, and then your second y minus your first y equals to nm. 7 minus y over y minus negative 4, which become plus, equals to 2 over 1. Okay, so I cross multiply. So my y is negative 1 over 3. So therefore, my r coordinate is 4, negative 1 over 3. Okay? So this is how we use the formula to find the coordinate. This formula not only can find the coordinate, but you also can find the ratio, which I will teach you in the later examples here. Okay? So this is how we find a coordinate with a given ratio. Okay? With a given ratio. And it's not a midpoint. We don't use midpoint formula, we use this ratio formula. Right? Let's go to example 20. Okay, so I'm gonna draw the graph out here first, the line. Given E, F, and G. G lies on EF. Okay, so E is here, A0. Okay, your F is here, 0, 6. And G is on the EF such that the ratio EG, okay, G is somewhere here. Okay, which is your 2, negative 6, and the ratio is 3 to 2. Okay, this is from the question. Alright, and then find the values of A and of B. So we have unknown here, which is your A and your B. Oh, this is B, Okay, so we're gonna find the values of the A and of B. So before we find this, let's see what we have. Okay, we have this coordinate already, but then we're gonna use that ratio formula, by the way, because of the ratio that is given here. Okay, so what we're gonna use here to do here is this x minus this x over the second x minus the first x, and it's equals to 2 to 3. Okay, if you want to use the formula, then this is the third one, second one, this is the first one, and this is your mn. Okay, so 0 minus 2 over 2 minus A is equals to 2 over 3. Okay, so we're gonna cross multiply for this question. So 2 bracket 2 minus A, 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. Then move 2 to the other side, become divide. So my A is 5. Okay, right, same goes to B, and negative 6 and 0, the y, y coordinate. So y minus this, the third y minus the second y, and second y minus the first y. So B minus negative 6 over negative 6 minus 0 equals to 2 to 3. Don't confuse B and your 6. Just now I already confused, so don't confuse, okay? Write down properly. So B plus 6 over negative 6 equals to 2 over 3. I cross multiply also can, or I move the negative 6 to the other side, become times. So B, as I say, don't confuse with the B and the 6. This one is negative 4. So B is negative 4 minus 6, which is negative 10. Okay, so this is my answer for A and for B, example 20. Okay, so you must use the correct formula, okay? Correct ratio formula. All right, so let's look at example 21. So given PQ and R lies on PQ. Okay, the same thing. We're gonna draw a line here. A draft only, Okay, just a draft. So let's say P is here, negative 6, 10. And your Q is here, 4, negative 5. R is here, negative 2, 4. Okay, R is in the middle because here says R lies on PQ, okay? R lies on PQ. So when you put PQ and R, make sure you put on the correct position because you need to know whether R is in the middle of PQ or Q in the middle of PR or where, right? So now we are finding the ratio. We find M and N. Okay, we are given all this already. So again, the third X minus second X minus the first X, okay, it will be the ratio of your N and M already. So 4 minus negative 2 over negative 2 minus negative 6 plus 6. Oh, I write down properly. Negative minus 6. Then it will be equals to N over M. Okay, so let's find out what is our N, M. This one become 4 plus 2. This one become like that. So it's 6 over 4. And when you simplify, you will get 3 over 2. So meaning to say that your ratio of NM is 3 to 2. Or M to N is 2 dot dot 3. Okay, N to M is 3 to 2. Your M and N will be 2 to 3. Okay, it's either these two. But then what we want is PR to PQ to RQ, right? So PR is basically your M. So 2 comes first. And then RQ is your N, so N after that. Okay, so it's definitely not this one, it's this. This is your answer. Okay, you follow this. You see, N is 3, M is 2. So your M is 2, N is 3 like this. This is your answer. Okay, what if you want to use Y? Okay, or we can use Y here. What if you want to use Y? So negative 5 with the 4 and the 10. So negative 5 minus 4 over 4 minus 10. It will be also equals to your N over M. It will definitely be the same, okay? This one is negative 9. This is negative 14. That's 6. 4 minus 10 is 6. Sorry, 4 minus 10 is 6. Goes to N over M. Negative 6. So N over M is 3 over 2. So if you want your M first, M to N is 2 dot dot 3. Okay, that's for example 21. Understand? This is how we find ratio, okay? So now, if we want to do example 22, the last example for today, before I give you work to do. So this one, ABD lie on a straight line. Okay, we have a straight line of ABD. A here, P to P. And your B, you don't know, K for R. And your C, your D here, also you don't know, is 3K to R. A lot of unknowns here, okay? And then B divides AD, means that A is in the middle, but then it's not, it's in between, not middle. Middle is midpoint. Ratio of 1 to 3, so the ratio is 1 dot dot 3. Okay? So using the formula also, but don't be afraid of the alphabet or the unknown, okay? We just do like normal. The third X minus the second X over the second X minus the first X equals to 3 to 1. Okay, so here we can cross multiply. This one become 2K equals to 3K minus P. So 3P equals to K equals to 3P. But now here they want k in terms of r, or this is k in terms of p. Okay, this is k in terms of p, so this is not the final answer yet. So we're gonna use the other one, the y, okay, to find it. So 2r minus 4r over 4r minus 2p equals to 3 over 1. We cross multiply as well. Equals to 3 bracket 4r minus 2p. So negative 2r equals to 12r minus 6p. Move the 6p, 14r, 6p. This one you can try to do your own. Okay, so now what are we going to do? We're going to do here, want to make r as subject or p as subject? Okay, if we make r as subject, what happened here is, okay, I show you first. If we make r as subject, we're going to sub in here to, we don't know where to sub in, right? This one, because here don't have r. Okay, so we don't use r as subject. We use p as subject. See what happened. If we make p as subject, this will become 7r over 3. Then we can sub in this into the p here and see what happened. Okay, so 7r over 3 equals to k. So your k is equals to 7r. So therefore, express k in terms of r. So k is equals to 7r. Done. Okay, k in terms of r means you make k as subject and your r is in your answer there. Okay, so that's for example 22. Okay, we have done all the examples already. So questions here, I want you to do it by your own. Okay, you need to familiarize how to do your ratio. Okay, so for this lesson 10, okay, so you're gonna jot down your example 19, 20, 21 and 22 together with the formula, and question 1 until 4. Okay, include the formula. Question 1, 4 here is not in your textbook, by the way, so you need to do this one into your notebook. Okay, so questions wise, example 19 to 22 definitely need to copy, and this question 1 until 4 up to you. If you want to copy also can, if you don't want to copy it's also okay, but this must copy. Okay, and these are the answer. Please double check your answer. Okay, double check your answer, make sure your answer is exactly the same with mine. Okay, so that's all from me today. Thank you guys again, 中秋节快乐，拜拜。